Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 394 of the Red Force Podcast. My name's Eric Hello. Joining me today, Christian Hello.
Welcome. We're here with the JoJo show.
Talking about JoJo, talking about Paco, about
Eric, it's Parker. I
Dominate.
don't know why you're turning into a British man.
going.
I don't know why you're talking about
Sugi talking about nothing for 4 pages, maybe longer.
Well, it wasn't 4 pages. Alright.
It might have been 4 pages. Might have been a little bit longer, maybe.
I don't know about that.
I literally just read it.
It's not 4 pages. Alright.
Yeah,
but Eric, we're here in the JoJo show. We're on an off week. One Piece back next week, Eric. I noticed something as soon as we went live, Eric.
What's that?
Did you see the trailer for Kizaru and Bounty Rush?
No.
Eric, does he stop mid-combo and just lie on the floor?
He might.
In sadness.
Apparently he said. Who knows?
And when will the anime prove the frauds wrong when Frankie shoots that radical beam?
Hilarious. He's got his food beam.
Eric, it'll be the ultimate
meme.
Ultimate meme, ultimate W.
Anyway, we got One Piece next week. Then another chapter. Hopefully we have 3 or 4 in a row.
We love 3 or 4 in a row.
Hotting up, cooking up.
Yeah.
Not much longer to go on Elbaf apparently, but we'll get into that.
I don't know about that, but we'll get into that.
I mean, we'll talk about it next week. But we're here to talk about LeJojo.
LeJojo.
We're getting somewhere.
Is Parker becoming the best JoJo in this crew?
In this crew, yes. I was gonna say he's going.
I'm not
crazy.
saying all time.
We got Bruno. We got Mister.
Is he the best JoBro? He's the best. He's the best crew member.
Count?
I mean, apparently, Eric. We'll get into it when we get into the chapter.
Is this debated in the JoJo community? What counts as a JoBro? What counts?
The JoBro is the JoBro is the guy that gets the most screen time that isn't a JoJo.
Which is usually more than the JoJo.
You know, you got Polnareff, you got of course you got Bruno, you got part 4. Koichi, I guess. You know,
Bruno, of course.
Part 6, there really isn't one. Part 7, you got
who would you say part 6?
Jaro. It's Jolene show. You don't really get side characters.
I guess what's her face? The Kiss girl.
Nah, Hermes. Nah, not really.
Hermes. Yeah,
she gets 1 or 2.
She's a right hand man, I guess.
Yeah, but you get 1 or 2 episodes.
Yeah, but it is
you don't get
Jolene.
extended. You don't get extended stretches of story where it's just them. You know. And then part 7, you got Jaro, GOAT. Eric, Jaro's the undisputed GOAT. Alright, so it's
maybe
like
of all of JoJo, Christian.
It might be true. So.
But yeah. What else is going on in the lands, Christian?
Well, we're just ready for some part 7 news.
Kuruma flashback continues to roll.
Eric, apparently...
I don't know why they spent money on this episode, but let's get it.
Why not? Bakuri is going to get packed up.
We better get that. That Sutton Punch better be legendary peak.
Eric, we're still not that...
We're
still a couple episodes away.
We're a while away. If I was them, you know how he grabs the claw?
Yeah.
Don't remove that part. Just go for the swing.
What if we just blow palms and blocks?
Nah, because he grabs it and throws it. We don't need all that. We don't need also the flashback on top, but he can do it nice.
He kind of needs to block the claw so the body doesn't get stabbed.
Well, he blocks the claw, but he doesn't necessarily need to grab it, and he jumps, and then mid-air he throws it down. No, remove all that, go for the clean punch.
Or he just punches it away and just punches him again.
Just keep the momentum.
1-2 combo.
Keep the momentum moving forward. That's what I want to see.
Yeah.
Just keep the momentum. That's where. Hey, sometimes for the flow of the anime, you remove Oda's intent.
Okay, just for the flow.
Like, just to get the power going. Christian, I was watching Dirty Harry clips.
Dirty Harry clips. Okay.
The handgun.
I told you, the man with the gun. Eric, Araki is a man of cinema. Alright? And this chapter, very much a man of cinema.
Right.
Alright? I will get into it.
Now, does Araki get stun locked in the yap first about I can tell your intent with my nonsense power?
It's not really annoying. It's pretty straightforward, at least.
I know.
At least it's not the Feng Shui bullshit.
But it's literally the same thing as Bruno licking Jono's sweat. It's like the same thing.
But no, less raw.
Yeah, it's like,
alright. We'll get into it. Alright? Chapter.
Sure. Let's get into the chapter.
Eric, Parko, and Yusuke ready to go in on May's shop, May's boutique. Yusuke can't get his nerve and breaks down in the car crying. Eric, he never had any friends growing up. He's a complete spaz. Lunatic.
You still buying this act?
Eric, he goes sinister at the end.
When will he take
Eric,
off?
he snaps at the end. He goes sinister.
That's true.
Eric, if anything happens to me, I expect Yusuke to go sicko mode.
Will he take off the suit and the long blonde hair comes out? And he's got like a
That's
crazy
Dio.
figure.
And it's Dio.
Yeah,
something.
sure.
Whatever. Alright. But Yusuke can't get his mind in gear. Parko confronts him and breaks it down for Yusuke, Eric. See, they just crims, Eric, out for cash. You don't have to do this.
You're not my boy, it's just about money.
It's just about money.
We know this
Cap.
is a facade, this is lies.
cap.
We know. Now, will we have a moment at around Act 2 where Parker's like, fuck this, I'm out. He abandons his crew, but then he comes back later and saves them?
I feel like, Eric, they're going to become brothers by the end of this. Yusuke, Parko are going to become brothers, alright?
Sure.
Parko, the straight man. Yusuke, complete clown.
Yes,
alright?
yes.
So, Parker's breaking it down, you know, there are 2 cops in there, you go in this
Now,
building.
if I was Parker, I'd be like, this guy's a liability. Just leave him in the car.
I think he's kind of being like that.
Right.
He's like, look, you go in there, there's 2 cops.
He's literally so... I guess didn't he ram someone with a car or something?
Eric, he don't forget he's sicko mode, alright?
Sure, but he's literally done nothing.
No, yeah,
except be a
he
pain
saved
in
her from the cats.
Yeah, I was going to say the cat scene, I guess.
He
but,
saved her
like,
from the cats.
with his burger or whatever.
He's a fucking lunatic maniac, right?
What were those cats? Was that just...
I don't know. Rock animals.
was that just the illusions that fucking what's-his-face was doing?
I don't think they were illusions. I think he's some sort of animal tamer.
What's his fucking name?
Charming.
Charming.
Man.
Yeah, where is his cats at?
Eric.
His string cats.
We'll find out about his lineage
Right.
later.
Okay.
Alright? His special lineage.
Maybe they were just the island native cats that were mad they stole the...
Rock cats.
The
diamond.
no, not the diamond.
The rock.
The rock. The
They also stole the
diamond.
diamond.
The diamond has no value. It's
The
not
diamond has a lot of value.
Well,
Right?
not quite as much as the rock.
Not quite as 50 billion, alright? So, he says there's 2 cops in there, that means no turning back. After this, we're crims, Eric. We're hiding crims after this.
Well, they're already crims. But
Well, they're like doing, stealing shit. They're
Right,
not killing
right.
cops, alright? Once you kill a cop, it's kind of
there's
over.
a firefighter and a cop.
Well, they say 2 law enforcement. Yeah,
Right.
I guess firefighters kind of law enforcement.
Sure.
Alright. Yusuke says he ain't crying about that. He just doesn't want May to get hurt, Eric. And he's got the fingers in a cup, alright, of ice. Yusuke then goes sicko mode and says, I'm gonna fucking kill Oliver, and he pulls out a gun and puts it in his pocket. Puts it in his underwear.
Mm-hmm.
Eric, do you fully expect a scene where Parko just like executes Nimbo on the floor? Because we already kind of saw that when he went sicko mode. When he's like bashing up a guy, he's like, you fucking piece of shit, getting all mad. Right? Will Yusuke, Eric, how much?
Will there be a Pesci moment? Is that what you're saying?
He's got a hardened criminal.
I still think this is some kind of facade.
It's a bit.
I don't buy it.
It's a bit.
It's a facade. I don't buy it.
You're going off the Part 5 boss vibes.
Not even. That's like a mental state. This is some kind of facade. I think he's a hardened crim.
Eric, Merle May, he puts his faith completely in her, and she trusts him.
We'll talk about May in a minute.
Alright.
But this is suspect. This whole setup suspect.
Okay. Alright. Eric, we then cut over to Ningbo and Shabang.
Careful.
They're crazy, Rocky. What are you doing?
He gets sweaty every time he says it.
Ningbo, Eric.
Right.
Searching for Paco in May's shop, Eric. They burst open the office. They storm in. Shabang starts the questioning. Classic, interrogation scene. What do you know? What do you don't know?
It's a bit much.
Staring down, sweating. You know what it is, Eric.
Oh, the bugs react to this, so I know you're lying. Will it just point out yeah.
She works out she is the leader of the gang and want the info on the members. She also answers Merely doesn't answer any questions, so Ningbo blows off more fingers, Eric. Jabang works out that May doesn't know where Parko is. She wonders why May brought her to a hideout in the first place. Of course, to summon the gang.
Right.
Alright. Jabang then uses her powers one last time to find that hidden hatch. Alright. May offers them a share of $50 billion if they don't open that hatch.
Now, first of all, this isn't liquid, alright? You're gonna have to sell this item.
Well, it's land. It's value.
Who are you gonna sell this to? This land? The government?
I'll buy it.
How'd you get this government? How'd you get this land, lady?
Yeah.
It's also suspect land because the government wants it back. It's
The Rock. The Rock is.
It's a high political situation.
Eric, The Rock.
There's no guarantee that the government doesn't come back again.
The Rock guarantees value, Eric. All right. Don't worry about that. It's currently being destroyed. All right. So
I'm just saying, this is a.
She just puts it on the table.
It's not $50 billion cash.
No, but she just puts it on the table, Eric.
This is when you sign the deal and they go, by the way, that wasn't cash.
That wasn't cash. You gotta get all these assets.
Yeah, the actual pay is in the fucking donuts on a Friday afternoon. That we take that out, shit like that.
Yeah, a scam.
Right.
So May offers them that $50 billion, Eric. Jabang thinks about it. She gets sweaty. $50 billion.
When you hear $50 billion, Christian, you get sweaty.
You're like, hold up.
That's a lot of money.
You're like, wait a minute. How much is Hella paying me here?
A little bit of a side question.
Yeah.
A little bit of a side thing. Do you think money is a appropriate emotional hook in narrative, in media?
Yes, because this is a crime-based narrative.
Right. But it's not like the strongest hook. In real life, Christian, a man will kill his mother for $300.
It's true. Narratively.
I feel like in a narrative situation,
because it means nothing to us.
Right.
Oh, $50 billion.
we don't see the money.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit like I get it. It's a lot of money, but like, is it the most impactful hook? Maybe not. But it's interesting to think about how real life doesn't apply to narrative at all, because no one actually cares if money's in media at all.
You have to be like, oh, they've got a sick daughter and they're going to use the money to pay for the surgery. Because there's shit like
bullshit.
that. Yeah.
But literally, a man will leave his entire family for $1 million.
In real life.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, that's a weak man, but nonetheless. Eric, Ningbo says she's bluffing. This is some bullshit. Right. They open the hatch. What do they see, Eric? A man on life support.
And one of their colleagues.
But like, what the fuck's going on here?
Right.
So you were asking many chapters ago whether they're gonna stall this man. How does this shit work?
A secret hatch, apparently.
Iraqi answers. All right. It takes a while, but sometimes Iraqi answers.
Okay.
All right.
I don't know why they needed him.
They're shocked.
Why do they need him on life support?
Because to make him appear once the deed is done.
He's dead though, isn't he?
But put him back in the hospital and leave.
And then he dies.
He's like in a vegetative state, so they can be like, oh, something happened. But the deal was signed.
It feels unnecessary to just keep him around. I guess you gotta be like, he didn't die, so we can copy his...
Yeah, so the signature's valid.
Well, they could just take the body. They don't necessarily need to have him on life support, but... Sure.
That's the logic, alright? So, at that moment, Ningbo turns around and opens fire with that Uzi.
He hears the door.
Silence the Uzi.
What does he do? He hears something?
He hears the door open. Unloads with that silenced Uzi. Alright? But Eric, no one's there.
Is this the first time Iraqi's using anything other than the pistol?
He's used snipers.
I'm sure the Nazis had fucking...
He's used Gatling guns, he's used snipers, he's used machine guns.
But like an actual gun, like an actual enemy.
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay.
He opens fire. No one's there, Eric. But we see in the panel, Parko's clawed on the roof with his weird stand.
Shit, yeah.
With his weird, like...
Now, is this stand a suit stand? Or
yes,
just like,
it's a body stand, so it's extremely powerful close range. Alright?
And he's about to get
snapped. Is he going to hit him with the classic Torko?
Is he about to get gripped up?
Eric, he's going to get gripped up and hit with the classic Torko move.
He's just going to get clubbed with the fucking palm of his hand. That's going to happen. Just club in the head.
Hit him with the classic Toga move, head shaker.
Now, the little text on the bottom promises a fight, Christian.
I imagine he hits the helmet, but doesn't actually knock him out.
Now, will Paco touch... No, will Paco touch... Right. Will Ningbo touch Paco and then, like, he manipulates his muscle in such a way so it doesn't explode?
In a vital area, yes.
Right, yeah.
100%.
Araki shit.
100%.
Right.
Or use the momentum from the explosion to propel his punch at a certain velocity.
Some nonsense, sure.
Alright? Don't forget, he can vibrate his muscles at such speed that he can cut through wires and shit.
Very strong man.
Alright?
And CQC man.
So, Ningbo's in a bit of trouble here, Eric. Now, will Yasugi bust in and just open fire and ruin this whole situation?
I guess Yasugi versus, what's her name? Fucking
Chobang.
Chobang.
She doesn't really have a useful stand in the fight.
Is Yasugi useful?
Is Yasugi good with a gun? We don't know.
Did he have a gun?
He put a gun in his pocket when he was getting out of the car, being like, "I'm gonna fucking kill them all."
I feel like she just looks like she can do combat. You know, she's got that design.
She got that combat design.
Right.
All right. So that's the end of the chapter, Eric. A bit of action, a bit of drama, a bit of crew bonding, Eric.
Right,
Paco
right.
being the big brother to Yasugi, trying to get him in gear.
This is the issue with monthlies.
It's
Araki's been talking about this fight for 4 months.
Yeah.
You know, like we're about to get
next week. We cut over back to Jodio and
sure. Like, you know, we're gonna be waiting fucking 8 months for this fight to happen.
Yeah.
But you know, we like to see it. What the fuck? Oh yeah, we were in the fucking.
We're on the boat, Eric.
Yeah, we're
with
on the boat
hell with the gun.
With the gun, sure.
The cops are coming.
Right.
Are you far more interested in this arc than the last one?
Yeah.
The little food court, little island trip.
Was that an arc? I don't know what that was.
Little story section where they're fucking around.
I mean, yeah, this is a cool arc. It's just like we talk about this almost every time, apart from when like the chapters are good. Was the hospital an arc?
The villains.
I guess we took out 2 guys, so I suppose that was an arc. This is
the JoJo arcs work in villain groupings.
Yeah, so we just took out 2.
Now we're up to the Chabang.
So this is the high level arc. Yeah, but there's how many villain crews are we gonna get?
We're gonna get a few, Eric.
I mean, like the boss had a crew though.
Yeah.
We took out them in sequence.
Eric, this is just the legal squad. This is the
but
legal squad. Where's the assassin squad?
I thought the arcs were divided into stand fights. Isn't that how it goes?
Yeah, we just had one with fucking Lulu and
but that's what I'm
Bobby
saying. So the hospital was its own arc.
Yeah.
Now this is the new arc.
Yeah.
I like the hospital arc.
What about this? This arc better?
Yeah.
Got Howler with the gun. Tension.
I like that. Do I like Howler as a character? I feel like he also needs to evolve.
I think he will evolve. We're early days in this, Eric. We're early days. It's not finishing in this arc.
How do you feel? Does Araki have the villain evolve?
Pesci.
Like the villain, though.
The villain? You could argue.
How do you feel about that choice?
You could argue the boss. Diavolo.
I mean, like evolve into like a hardened
Crim.
Yeah. How do you feel about that choice? Where
maybe
like the villain isn't
Funny
complete?
Valentine. You can argue he's not really complete until a certain stage of when he has to act.
Right. Because I feel like the Hell is not in control. That's an interesting choice for a villain.
I feel like if he does evolve and get more sinister, I think that's good.
Right.
Villain progression.
But he's about to lose half his crew. But it seems like the lawyer girl's really like controlling him mentally.
Well, she's like in charge of this legal situation.
And he's held him to fucking tighten up.
Yeah.
Get together.
Lock it in.
Right.
Lock in, Howler. We're in a battle here.
And he didn't really lock in. He kind of flew off the handle as soon as a little bit of pressure.
There was a lot of... Eric, he saw that rock and he flew off the handle. He knew instantly what was going on. He knew he was getting swindled instantly.
Then Joe Deere whispering to you,
Eric, the character...
I've got the gun.
You can't... Eric, you love... See, this is what... I'm going to talk about the show, but would this work... This kind of crime... Characters are lunatics... Would this work in any other show? any other manga.
We talked about this. Araki gets away with so much. Just
Eric, I love the lunatic. Let's have a lunatic villain. Flies off the handle. Does some crazy shit.
Yeah, well, if it's topic of the show, we'll talk about it in topic of the show.
Yeah.
But yeah, good chapter. I'll give it an 8.
It's pretty good.
I'm intrigued. I like the machine gun.
Yeah.
I like the little, get it together.
Eric, the part that I enjoy the most about
I would have liked a little slap in the mouth, you know what I'm saying? Like, get it together.
The best part I like about part 9 is the crime Tarantino feel.
Yeah, and all the stands are subdued, so there's no real, like, bombastic...
Yeah, it's very low-key, right. It's very grounded.
It's more technical.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's more of a crime thriller than, like, a battle manga.
Yeah. I appreciate that. Something different.
We haven't really seen a lot of, like, stand floating, like, ghost guys.
I guess Jodeo...
Because Ningbo's got
a body stand.
A body stand, I guess.
Because he touches you and shit.
The chick's got these glasses that are not really a stand.
No, Eric, you know what we did see who had one? Hella. We saw his little guy on the ground. Little taste of his stand. Will he pull out the stand next week? I want to see some crazy shit.
Paco doesn't have one. And fucking Yasugi doesn't have one.
Well, he's got that weird chicken.
Yeah, but it's not like the classic Star Platinum. We haven't really seen one except for Jodeo, really.
And that's kind of not really one.
And fucking
Howler's got one, but we just don't know what it does.
So it's more of a subdued. I don't know how part 8 and 7 were.
Yeah, this is definitely more. Part 8's more subdued until the end. This is pretty subdued.
With a little Dutch angle going on here.
Eric, what do you want to see from Howler's stand?
Give me some concept of like value or fucking some bullshit.
We know I can switch the value of any.
Yeah, we're gonna know it's gonna be some bullshit.
Eric, what do you think?
It's not gonna be I got a strong punch guy.
It could also be a strong punch guy.
Sure, but it's not gonna be like it's gonna be some concept that makes no sense, but it's hype.
Eric, what do you think about Araki using his favorite line? It'll be dropped to 0.
Yeah, he loves it.
He loves that line. Eric, he uses it every time.
I did notice that.
You're like, oh shit.
Did you rate the chapter?
I give it an 8.
Now, next chapter, we are definitely cutting away from this. Because...
But we're cutting away to something we want to see.
Like classic Araki.
Yeah, but we're cutting away to something we want to see.
Sure, the cop boats are surround him.
Yeah. What's Howler going to do? Anyway, moving on. Let's talk about Shanks. How strong is Shanks? Every week, we'll come to you with the question of how strong is Shanks? And every week we answer. Shanks is the strongest. Shanks is the God King. But, still people out there, Eric, claiming Kaido top 1. Eric, there are even some stupid individuals claiming top man top 1. What do you think about that?
That man's got more issues with allegations going on. From
allegations.
Strange things.
Allegations. Sure. There are stupid people out there saying Sakazuki, the man with literally 0 plot relevance, is the Sakazuki plot relevance is dropping every day. Will he get a singular panel of him doing something?
I mean, he was in the mural.
He was in the important players.
The spread, sure.
I understand that, Eric, but we got Dragon, we got Aimu, we got Blackbeard.
We got 3 figure.
When is he going to return fire? Is him returning fire setting Marijoro on fire? Is that what he meant?
What would he be doing?
He'd be fighting Dragon.
Are they still cleaning? I guess they're still cleaning up Egghead, I suppose.
Surely he goes and fights Dragon. He was in Marijoro, 2 days ago.
Getting yelled at Celestial Dragon.
Getting yelled at. He was in Marijoro 2 days ago.
CD's calling him a bum.
Maybe he lit him on fire.
I don't know if he went rogue.
He chucked some magma on him. He fucking had enough with this bullshit.
Yeah.
Who knows? But Eric, there are people out there saying Aimu's the strongest. The man who's possibly going to get defeated this arc. People are ready for that conversation, Eric. But we'll talk about it next week. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. The possibility Because I talked to you this morning, Eric, and I said, Rafdale is the final arc. I'm back on the Rafdale is the final arc chain. I'm back on it because we'll get into it next week.
Right.
A little preview for next week, alright?
Right, sure.
Alright? And of course, the worst of all, the people who think the most irrelevant man, Mihawk is the strongest. The most irrelevant man. Eric, has he ever had... Eric, he joined Cross Guild, which was the most relevant thing he done. Before that, zero relevance. He turned to Marine Fort, clashed equally with Crocodile, and then disappeared. Eric, Shaggy Strong, Shaggy's a good king. And every cooking 100% factual information on the table. Shaggy Strong, he doesn't need a stand or questions to work out what you're thinking. He only needs that hockey. Shaggy Strong, Shaggy's a good king.
Top of the show. Now, apparently this man, Christian, does speak English, yet he can type in English.
That's interesting. Maybe it's a translation.
Perhaps.
Maybe it's an AI. Who knows?
Shout out to the people watching the JoJo show, Christian. Not
Eric,
many, but they're strong.
Eric, Part 9 has that Tarantino crime vibe. My main question to you is, what if Oda dropped an entire chapter, Togashi style, and it's just Shanks analyzing his own future sight? And then, what's he gonna do about it? Would people be mad, or would people be hyped? That's my question to you.
They'd be intrigued, Christian, about the process.
Would it answer the questions people want?
No.
Would we get more insight into Shanks as a man?
Yes. But then you'd expect it. Then it gets bogged down. You don't want to do it a lot.
Yeah, but would Oda do it once? If Oda did it once, what would the community say?
Would Oda do it once? No. If he did it, I think people would like it. They want more shit like that. It's interesting when you get like internal dialogue with characters and stuff, but like,
yeah,
it's Araki's gift and also his curse, where he fucking gets in an infinite stun lock. That he thinks he has to fucking explain things over and over again. It's like,
alright, I get it. You don't like the money, Eric. I get it. You don't like the value.
yeah,
value
but
speech.
even the scene about the where's the thing and why we here and what are you doing, a little bit too long.
Okay.
We get it. We're gonna find the thing.
Yeah.
Well, he may.
Yeah.
Pull out that stand already.
She ain't got one, man.
Come on. You see those eyes?
I see that dark determination, Eric. I see that fire in those eyes from Parker. But I don't see it from
I
May.
think as soon as Parker enters the room, May's gonna pull out.
Some crazy
You
shit.
think her hand's gonna sit like that the whole time?
No, they got the fingers and eyes to fix it later.
I mean, they gotta find him.
It's a Rocky.
Her
He
hands
loves doing
mangled,
that shit.
Yeah, okay.
It's fixed. Eric,
Some-
part 5, now it's fixed.
Some chopper bandages
Yeah,
situation
it
going
doesn't
on.
matter. It doesn't matter. But let me ask you this question: If in Wano, right?
Yeah.
Zoro does Ashra, and then he goes on a diatribe for
About
10
the
pages about demons, about Conqueror's Haki, about the voice of all things, and what he has to do, and Kaido's gonna swing in left and right.
I think the characters people want to see, yeah, people will be fine. But you gotta relate it to what Araki's doing. This is like a side character.
It's not really. It's a main character.
Who?
Parker is the main character. Who else?
You're talking about Parker. I thought you were talking about like the interrogation shit as well.
Well, yeah, I guess.
When
yeah.
they're walking around and stuff. No, I think that interaction will be fine between two characters. People want to see that between Luffy and Zoro.
People want to see that between Zoro and Sanji after Whole Cake Island.
I think there's a time and a place for those things, and I think it adds to the characterization of the world. There's nothing wrong with that.
Eric, what are your thoughts on
and that scene works in anything. I'm not mad about Araki in that situation.
Yeah.
It's just like, yeah, when he has an idea of how a scene wants to play out.
Yeah.
But maybe this is just my thing with like film and as well. the dialogue gets too much,
Yeah.
and it should be more about the tension and the scenery. We don't need all the dialogue.
Mm.
That's just my take on and Araki's probably pretty good at. We talk about it most of the time. He's good at that cinematic stuff.
Yeah.
But then sometimes he gets like bogged down by like, oh, but I need like.
But I need that scene in Reservoir Dogs where the guy's in the chair with the razor.
I need to show how like logically sound this character is, so I'm gonna ask all these questions in sequential order and have like logic about it. And I'm like, yeah, I get it. Like this character is like calculated and logical.
As a detective police officer.
But is that entertaining on the page or on the screen? Not necessarily. Do we need to see like? Is it interesting for us to read about how this character is figuring out this sequence?
We also didn't know, to be fair. Like, we didn't know about the hatch. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the hatch, like, finding the hatch is fine. It's just like, I don't know, like, it's kind of like a meta point where, like, I've seen this scene in media a million times.
That's unfair.
I know how it's going to play out.
Sure.
Now, do you write things with... Do you make things with that audience expectation in mind, or do you have to play beat by beat?
Hey, we talk about this all the time, about how the casuals literally don't understand anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, the casuals in the back do not understand what the fuck is happening at all times.
Yeah.
That's what we talk about this all the time.
I'd rather spend time on, like, again, characterization or, like, interesting... Maybe fucking lore or like powers or like fights or like is it necessary for us to spend time on the beat by beat plot elements? I don't know if we need that depth in the plot elements.
Okay.
We can spend the time doing other things and like getting real deep in the plot aspects.
The thing you don't understand about casuals is they care about plot the most. They want to be able to follow the story.
There is a lot of logic.
They want to know about the plot and how the plans. They want to know about the. I'm telling you, more people than not say plot is the most important shit in a story.
But I don't think they believe. I don't think they say.
No, they say that, but it's not.
I don't think it's true. I think they say that.
They get upset, Eric. We've got friends. That if there's a plot hole, they can't handle it. They melt down. They can't get past it.
Do you think her analysis in the logic in this scene is like more logical than just like cutting half of it out? Because I don't think her like conclusions.
Well, she's being tricked by May to be here in the first place. Right? She has to work that out. She does. Right? Then she has to work out, you're hiding something. What is it? They work that out. It's not that, Eric, it's a couple pages. It's not like it's the whole fucking chapter.
Yeah, I know. It's just like, but you gotta think about this in the anime as well. Like, this is gonna be, when we get there in fucking 50 years, who knows. But this is gonna be like...
Couple minutes.
Like, yeah, like 5 minutes.
But you're gonna get that doom sound effect, Eric.
Yeah, they're gonna have to, spice it up.
Spice it up.
As they do. But yeah, I don't know. It's just like an interesting thing about like, how media literate are people subconsciously, where they just like literally have seen. Everyone's seen this scene in every movie a million times. Right?
Well, what if
do they get the point?
But what if they don't watch crime shit? You know what I mean? What if they've never seen a crime movie?
I feel like
we're working on a subgenre here. We're working on a subgenre level, Eric. Not everyone is Tarantino pulling obscure Australian films from 1972. All right? Not everyone's Tarantino who has an encyclopedic knowledge about every film ever made. Right?
Yeah.
And the tropes and how to boil them down and how to distill them.
I'm not like... I especially think in 2025, like this man, Iraqi's from the 80s.
Sure. 70s.
the 70s, in 2025.
In big 2025, Eric.
In 2025, I think a lot of audience members and like kids and stuff like don't really give a fuck about details.
They just want references.
No, they just want like...
What do they want? What do the Zoomers want, Eric? You tell me what the Zoomers want.
They want continuous motion. They don't want to get bogged down by details.
We're not in the 90s anymore.
Right.
We're not in the 90s with those.
Yeah, go watch a fucking black and white fucking film from the 50s. But not 5 hours where like nothing happens.
It's just conversations.
Yeah, then the media picks up and speeds up.
Yeah. Okay.
Is that because the attention spans and shit, or is that because just the like knowledge of media has evolved over fucking 70 years where people understand the subtext of what the fuck is happening because everything has been done and we know what the fuck it is?
Yeah, maybe. Meta-analysis, as I say. Eric, let's move on. Questions from Harveston Berry. Pirate King.
On Twitter.
That's what I mean, Eric. What am I supposed to do? Alright? Too many names, too many people.
Harveston Berry,
The
hero of the JoJo show. Back again.
Alright. 5 questions. 9 questions. No,
9.
Not 9 questions. It's 5 questions.
Yeah, it's kind of fucked up with the copy.
Alright.
It's giving us comments as individual dog
Eric,
points.
how hype are you about Dark Determination being brought back? The Flame Eyes. From part 7. The little flame in the eye, Eric.
Oh, right. I mean...
Parker's got it. He's got the spark.
Sure.
Right. Hype. No.
Is that a thing in the JoJo community?
Sure.
Like, I wasn't aware of that.
It's when someone's locked in.
I wasn't aware
it
that
basically means you're locked in.
Are you a part of the JoJo community? You know the memes, you know the references?
I know the memes and references. I wouldn't say I'm part of it.
Okay. You don't go perusing on fucking boards?
No. I don't go...
Right.
I don't go there. I only got enough time for one fandom. Right?
And you barely engage in that?
I engage from the distance, Eric.
I saw you engage on a post a couple of days ago.
Sometimes it's so much retard, Eric. Sometimes a post is so retarded.
They just like
I just have to comment. I don't want to comment.
Christian, at this point, it's literally just like shit posting.
Yeah, it's shit people don't even believe.
Yeah, just shit posting and the guy that's gonna make them the most memes.
Yeah. Second question: does Merlin May not have a stand, or is it just utility? It could be like a weird utility stand, or she's playing the long game, knowing she can't beat 2 of them.
I feel like she doesn't want to show her hand because it'll get back to Hela.
Also, she's ganged up on with a pretty brutal close range stand.
She's fucking 7 foot and built like a fucking
house. Ningbo's stand is brutal. One touch, bang, dead.
Look at her design.
I understand.
She's got a stand.
Don't
be playing these games.
Alright. She does know about stands a lot.
Yeah. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. You require a stand to see a stand.
That's true.
Unless Araki wants to change it as well.
But no one has a ghost stand.
But she knows about him.
She knows about yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. Alright.
And she knows about the lava rock. She could be a rock human, I don't know.
She could be some shit like that. Number 3. Is Yusuke giving Narancia vibes and is the best character in Part 9 so far? Yeah, he's like the little bro kind of kid character that they got
on crack.
Yeah, but he's on crack this time.
He's not like...
He's on that crack rocket.
I don't think he's got that little bro energy. I just think he's got that wild
No, he definitely has that little bro energy this chapter. Where Parker's tell him to lock in.
Right.
Kind of. He's like, you can either join me or not.
Right.
I don't give a fuck. Right.
Are you enthralled by Parker's design, or are you just like...
It's decent.
It's alright.
He's just got a cap on. He's a guy, you know. 7. Do you think Araki is spamming gun users? We just had... Yeah, but Ningbo doesn't have a gun stand. It's just a gun.
This is what we're talking about the genre we're in.
Yeah.
It's gonna be it's a crime genre. We got guns, we got drugs, we got...
Yeah, cash.
We got torture and shit like that.
Yeah. If David Pro changes one aspect for the Part 7 anime, what should it be? For me, it would be aging up Lucy, her being underage as a very little and takes away from better character Valentine and Diego. Yeah, but it's also
What
in like...
fucking year is it? 17
It's
what?
1860 or some shit.
Yeah.
So
I
it doesn't
mean-
really apply, but I get what he's saying.
Yeah, but like, fucking, what's her name? What's the boss's daughter's name? God damn it.
Boss's daughter.
Yeah,
Trish.
Yeah, Trish looks way older in the anime than in the manga.
Yeah, she looks more masculine in the manga, you'll say.
But she looks young and like younger in the manga. So does Giorno in the manga. They look way younger.
Yeah.
So I'm sure they'll look older. But is the age brought up?
She's like
in
14.
Part 7? It's brought up, isn't it?
It's brought up, yeah, it's brought up. She's like 14. But it's like 1860.
Yeah.
It doesn't really apply.
And it's kind of like a thing where like this grown man needs a child to soothe him kind of thing.
It's weird.
It gets
weird.
It's kind of like a characterization thing more than anything, right?
Yeah. It's definitely on purpose.
Yeah, it's definitely like this guy's fucking sus.
He's definitely the main villain for a fucking reason. I don't know why everyone thinks... Because he's America, man. That's why, Eric. He's literally the president of the United States of America.
Like a train.
Eric.
In a pink suit.
He's gotta... Eric, he must secure his nation's destiny, alright?
And he does.
What an insane motivation for a villain. My motivation is I must secure my nation's prosperity.
That's real life.
Because, Eric, as you understand, and I've told you many times, you must be the one to take the first napkin. But you have to have the authority to take the first napkin. Otherwise, you're going to get bitched.
I thought that was a Part 8 metaphor.
No, that's a Part 7 metaphor,
Okay.
Eric. You have to be the man. Because, of course, which napkin do you take, the left or the right napkin, determines the way everyone else takes the napkin.
Japanese shit because there's etiquette.
Yeah, you know. This is America, Eric, right? He's determining all this shit, right? You gotta pick the right direction of the napkin, but you have to have the authority.
Also, like, weird shit hasn't stopped JoJo before. I don't think this is gonna cause a major fucking
It's not...
problem.
He's the main villain. It's part of it.
Right.
And also, you know, Diego is also a villain. So villains get to be evil, Eric. Do you know what that is?
They can be sus.
They can be sus. And he is very sus.
Talking about 2025, Christian.
Yeah.
Is like sus sexual shit just like takes people out of media? Is that what's going on?
I'm not gonna get into that one. That's a whole other can of worms about like autistic people not knowing what to do. I'm gonna say that.
Okay. Discord, Christian.
Discord goblins.
Right.
Everywhere. And that's his final question. What I'll change about Part 7, I think there's about one or two too many fights in that last stretch. In that kind of last stretch before the villain. There's about one or two too many fights. Like the rain guy, then Mountain Tim comes back.
You know what, David Productions? Let's get the script.
No.
And let's see if we can take out unnecessary dialogue.
The whole thing's about the broship. The brothership.
I understand, but like, you know, the villains chat a lot.
Let's take one or two villains out of the journey.
They're not gonna do it. There's no way they're fucking gonna do
It
it.
gets a bit longer than tooth, Eric.
Do you know how mad people are gonna get if they take out the villains?
Oh, they took out the rain fight. That's kind of pointless
Christian,
and doesn't
Part
mean
6,
anything.
people swear to me that the fucking Dio brothers
Are good.
are necessary and good.
They're just bodies to fight and to keep the
It's so
momentum
fucking
going.
what a waste of time that fucking sequence is. Holy fuck!
The snails.
Just the whole the Dio brothers. Araki's trying to make a metaphor. He has to have 3 fights to explain it. We get it, man.
What about the one goat son? Jono.
Sure.
Alright. What about that's why everyone thinks he was supposed to turn up. Because you get the other 3 sons of Dio. Where the fuck's Jono? And then he doesn't turn up. Eric's the whole thing. Everyone thought Eric... Let me take you back to the context of Part 6. Apparently...
You weren't there at the time.
I wasn't there. Apparently... I'm just saying
2001?
2000... Apparently...
Yeah.
Word on the street was everyone was expecting Jono to turn up.
Because of the brothers. Or the sons or whatever.
Because...
That makes no sense, but what...
The son
for
of
that
Dio
reason.
defeats his legacy.
Sure.
That was the thing going
And
on.
I guess they had the expectations of
and 5 just
4
happened.
where fucking
Sure.
Jotaro turns
Jotaro's
up
around,
and does
yeah,
some shit.
yeah. So, and then Araki decided, nah, fuck this, I'm done.
That might have been the cards at some point.
Yeah.
Araki did a fucking crazy move that saved the entire part.
It saved the entire series there.
Right. Sometimes you just gotta flip the table.
That's a lesson to learn. There, it's time for Pyro King. Nonsense. Alright, versus Pyro King. 1, praise be the God King. 2,
Indeed.
yeah, the names be a bit wild, but he got a valid point. Yeah,
Right.
exactly! I read out that fucking name, which is vowels, just consonants and letters. And like fucking numbers and shit. What do you want me to do about that?
Right.
3, the research I came back with was, so basically there was no point in bringing it up. Aimu / Suru translation. Suru is just the act of, in the sense it could be... Remember that guy that was like giving us a fucking breakdown of the Japanese shit? Basically, it doesn't mean anything. At the most, it could be read as backwards as Aha God Masu. Oh my god. Kosumi Masu, meaning to grind or grab in. That sounds. I don't know what the fuck that
Rub
is.
in, Christian.
So maybe some type of mythical genie. I don't know what the fuck is going on. All right. Some guy bringing up I barely remember this question.
But
some guy bringing up some Japanese translation of some shit. We're like, can someone do some research on this? What the fuck are they talking about? And Pyro King did the research. 4, if you start reading spoilers, we can get more content from the pair of you. We know Eric.
We both read spoilers, and will we eventually just have to fucking move this shit to the weekend at some point?
I don't see why.
I think there's room in this. Like, I think there's room in the space of the dialogue of the fucking community where, like,
people already dropping vids on spoilers.
Yeah, I know, but there's like an interesting conversation as the week evolves.
The meta,
like the meta conversation.
The news kind of breaking them down,
right? And the thoughts coming out slowly, which is kind of interesting. As Christian loses his fucking mind about some bullshit,
about some agenda,
and then like 4 hours later he comes back with some shit.
I mean that's a full-time job right there. I don't know about we're recording every 2
seconds.
Yeah,
I know, but like that's the thing you lose with. It's not the reaction that matters. It's the 3 hours after the reaction that's actually interesting. Yeah. When you digest the dialogue and all the ideas start to come in.
Yeah, that's it. And then we distill it and put it on the show.
Right.
But there you go. Get ready for that chapter.
Sure.
Get ready for that chapter.
Get ready for the next month, Christian. He's fucking sick.
Alright. There you go. Thank you, the strongest chance to go king.
Good night.